Hello and welcome back to what will be the conclusion of Mega Man 4. Let's start with our boss rush here, and I think number 1 will be paying a visit to Dive Man. Let's see if we can do our skull barrier technique properly here. There's basically 2 windows that you want to hit, either jumping out of the way as he's going up, or coming down and just barely nicking him. And that went really well. I usually don't do nearly that well, but we will definitely take it. Now, who is up next? I don't remember. About to find out, though. Oh, yes. Skullman, who should not pose any serious threat. But stranger things have happened. There we go. Easy enough. Not very clean, but easy enough. Let's keep going up. Ooh, maybe we'll jump up. I think... Let's see if I remember correctly. I believe this is... Yes, there we go. We have our dive missile ready. I think he's going to dive down right to start. Yeah. So we'll wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And start moving. And if you pay attention, you can see that his sprite kind of stays underground there until the moment that he pops up, and then it just suddenly transports over. Because clearly they didn't program it to go anywhere until he was ready to come out of the ground, which I think is probably fine. Why would you bother? But they just didn't quite realize it was going to be necessary for this fight, which I think is pretty forgivable. And in here, might be Brightman. Let's find out. Are we right? Yes. We'll use our Rain Flush to take care of him, and hopefully avoid being, embarrassed in the course of the fight. That's always annoying. It just freezes you for so long. Difficult to avoid taking that hit. Or that one. But let's just finish him off and be done with it. Of course, physical contact with him does just way more damage than his actual attack, which is kind of nonsense, but that's okay. Alright, let's see Toadman next, and I'll try to let him show off his attack, since I'm pretty sure I didn't allow him to do that the first time around. So here, we'll just get a few shots in to get things started. I want to save my weapon energy, so we won't use the, drill missile? Alright, let's let him do his thing. Shakes his little belly, and launches a Rain Flush that's impossible to dodge, which, isn't a terrible kind of mechanic or gimmick. It's, teaching you, I guess, to not be too passive. I wish it would give just a little bit more challenge to people who have already experienced his attack and learned that pattern, but not the worst thing in the world not to. One of these 2 is Pharaoh, and I forget which one, so let's hope it's this one. I wonder if I can get him right off the bat. Let's see, before he ever moves. There we go. Just try and keep him trapped right here, so he never goes anywhere. And so ends the reign of Pharaoh Man, with no real fanfare whatsoever. But just a weirdly long time waste. Ooh, he moved a little, but not enough. Alright, and who is next? I know who's at the bottom. We're going to save you. Oh, of course. I was hoping I would charge a Pharaoh shot there, but I didn't get my attack started in time. I always forget not to jump there. Not to waste too much here. There we go. Definitely going to want to keep that weapon energy for later. Now, let's head off to our last Robot Master, which is Dustman. closer so that we can actually use our attack on him. Oop, too early. Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, I think the mistake that I make with Dustman is, same thing I did right there, is I'll just instinctively start jumping when he starts shaking, which is him like generating trash and dust, I guess. But really you gotta wait until the attack is formed before you jump. Now, here we have stage 1 of Wiley, which frankly is quite easy. Really doesn't pose much of a threat. Just get a little bit close, he fires off 3 shots, and then you jump and use your attack window. Rinse, lather, and repeat. I think it is impossible, or at least almost impossible, for him to get low enough to hit you if you're this close. So it really doesn't pose any threat whatsoever. Now the second Wiley stage that we're going to see right here definitely is much more difficult. You do have a safe window standing underneath him, but what you're looking to hit is that sort of gem right there above the cannon, and it's just high enough where it's really difficult to hit with most things, but the timed blast of the drill missile does work quite well, though it can be, difficult to time with trying to also focus on dodging these blasts. Not impossible by any means, and luckily it does a pretty solid amount of damage, but it's also one of the times where lag actually really works against you, because usually, when everything slows down, it makes it that much easier, but if it's throwing off the timing of the explosion, it definitely makes things a lot worse for you, or at least adds an unexpected wrinkle. And as is tradition, we have defeated Wiley and finished his last stage, only to find that there is a secret bonus Wiley stage, which we will now head off to. And I don't remember if 3 did this, but similar to Mega Man 2, there is a kind of short attack chamber that we go through, which frankly is very beneficial. Wow, that worked out nicely, because more than really anything else, really want to have Pharaoh Shot for this, and this is a nice window to, if you need to, you can just walk up and down this hall, killing these little worms until you get enough weapon energy, weapon energy to deal with him. And you know what, before we go in, I'm going to tell one more thing that I don't think I've actually shown off about the Pharaoh Shot, which is, of course, as you take your shot, then you charge up an attack. But this has kind of 2 features. Like, yes, you can throw or launch whatever this charged attack, but if you run into something and hit it with this ball, it also functions as an attack, but it won't use your weapon energy. So you can hit something with this ball and then still fire off an actual shot. And we will probably show that off here somewhere. Let's see. A little bit will depend on where Wiley decides to hide himself. A little too low there. Let that one go. Same thing, too low. Obviously, you should pretty rapidly be seeing what Wiley's gimmick is here. Oh, wow, really? Just hiding out in the basement. That works. Actually, I probably should have shot that a little earlier. Just was hopeful to show off this, big ball attack, and he's not putting himself where I want him to be. There we go. So now, as you can see, that ball is gone, but I haven't kind of released the attack button, and it allowed me to hit him again with it. So if you're lower on weapon energy, that's hey, that worked out nicely. Great way to get some extra shots in and potentially take them out a lot easier. Speaking of which, I was a little slow. It does not give you a large window. I think it was a little too high for me to actually shoot at, but I could have jumped into him if I moved a little faster. But I think we'll be okay. Actually, went the wrong way again. Let's try and get closer to the middle. There we go. And he will land, and we have won the day. We will capture him and put him in jail forever. I am absolutely certain of this. Or just sit there and let him sneak away. That's fine too. And of course, the castle goes into a self-destruct mode, which does make me wonder, where exactly does Wiley get all this money and infrastructure? This has to be difficult. Eventually his resources need to start getting tapped, but I guess we haven't quite hit that point yet. So Wiley gets away, but luckily we have again saved the day. I feel like the skull mushroom cloud is a little overdone since it doesn't seem like anyone died in there, but that's okay. It is still Wiley's symbol. But alright, let's sit back and enjoy these credits here. Hopefully you enjoyed Mega Man 4. Going to be moving on to another Nintendo classic, one that's certainly got its action and dungeon elements, but does have a little bit more of a story element to it, certainly much more than a typical Mega Man game. And then my hope is that by the time that game is completed, all of the work in here will be done, and we will have an upgraded computer that we can move on to something I've been hoping to do for, honestly, a couple months already. But I just wanted that increased infrastructure first before we did it. So we have some, nice things to be looking forward to, and then following that, we have a few things that I've had planned for a long time. Which ones we'll actually go with, I don't know. I'll just kind of see what what mood hits me. But we have some fun names. I'm pretty sure that this is still in the stage of gaming history where a lot of the game developers basically did everything under pseudonyms so that other companies wouldn't want to steal them, because Nintendo and other companies were very protective of them and didn't want to lose them. I'm not sure, but I think that's at least still sometimes the case. It might be an earlier thing, but I don't know. It's still just a fun fact to know that it existed in general, I suppose. So, got a rundown of the Robot Masters. I may have said this before. I've always felt like they should appear in the order of their weakness, but I don't know. Maybe that's just silly, because then at least I suppose one of them would have to be first, and how do you pick that one? But I don't know. It's just always felt that should be the way. Ringman. Why I decided to announce him, I'm not sure. I do like the color change in the background to match the general color palette and theme of each individual master. Add some ambiance to the whole situation. Skullman. Who do we got left? Oh, remember seeing dust, but I also wasn't paying attention. Oh, never mind, no one. We'll just let this play. Ernie makes one last appearance. All right, I think that will do it. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and until next time, see you.